So now they're going to try to make you an example, putting you under the jail.
Right. Well, a year later, after that guns drawn raid, they came in and arrested me on 13 charges, and those charges stem basically from raw dairy products. You are correct. And I got out 3 days later, and basically they took a 24-foot stake-side truck, and there are videos on YouTube attesting to this, because all the members of Rawsome were there looking over the fences with their cell phones and video cameras and whatnot. They loaded up this truck with almost every food product that was at Rawsome and took it to a dump in the valley and got rid of it, although next door to us is a place called Bread and Roses, which is a place that feeds the homeless. So instead of taking the $100,000 worth of food they stole and dumped, they could have fed the homeless next door. Meanwhile, the food was gone, and now, let's see, I went to five court appearances. On the fifth appearance, which was March the 2nd, while we were scheduling another date, two sheriffs jumped over the bar and arrested Sharon Palmer and myself in this show of grand force, and and it just was this scene. So we then were put downstairs, and I was put in jail for a week and a day, and Sharon didn't get out for 3 weeks on charges that now there's a conspiracy to commit money laundering and grand theft, and you name it, $1 million bails on me.
And what they do is they go to your employees and say, we're going to put you in prison for made-up crimes if you don't lie about your boss. And they can connect it to people that aren't even involved. They'll just go tell a neighbor, we're going to put you in jail if you don't say this. It looks like I have the FBI trying to do that to me right now out of something that I'm not even connected to. Yeah, that's how they work. They just go down the line. Yeah. This is who runs our government. Just absolute evil.
Well, Mike Adams and I have been talking a lot recently, and it's an interesting question, Alex, why people are not aware of what's going on back in the 60s and 70s when it didn't take much time to figure out how to demonstrate for, let's say, a war in Vietnam and get that shut down. I believe people are in fear, harassed, intimidated, living in their comfort little lifestyles, and they don't understand that it's coming to them real soon. And when you see what's really going on, it's not just me. You're right. It's the Amish farmers. It's let me give you the other little example of what happened. You heard about Farm to Fork, right, in Nevada last year?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
People try to have a party and bring their organic food, like the old-fashioned country cookouts. We still have those in East Texas, where everybody, at the end of the summer brings meat, brings food, and now they have this global. This is what Stalin did in Ukraine and other areas, and China. The UN has said use food as a weapon. For those that don't know, they actually come and raid people and dump their potatoes, rutabagas, everything in the trash, acting like it's toxic waste.
On private property. They do this on private property. If you don't believe you're protected, if you're on your own farm or your own house or your own land.
No. That's the that new rural commission that Obama set up, where he admits the Homeland Security and the Pentagon is over all farms.
I listened to Sheriff Richard Mack last night on a half-hour show that was on Mike Adams's, or maybe it was on your show, I don't remember. And here's a man that's talking about, sovereignty and all the other stuff. I have to let everybody know that when I was taken this time on March the 2nd and incarcerated for 8 days, I never mentioned the word sovereignty, but let me tell you what happened. Not only downstairs in the holding tank, they started accusing me of being a sovereign, which is now a terrorist word, okay? So what they do immediately is they put you with a different kind of armband. You're a danger to the community, even the community inside the jail system. So they put me in holding cells for minimum 3, 4, 5, 6 hours with basically no warmth. They can learn how to torture you these days without actually physically touching you, and that's what they're planning to do. And they did it to me. I do have to admit, when I was transferred to Ventura, that I was better treated up there. But but still, the whole entire system is now, as you know, and I love your passion about it, Alex, is on the verge of, as many people 200 years ago said, how about Ben Franklin? I gave you a republic if you can keep it. What people need to do is stand up right now. They're not standing up, and I don't understand why. And it's too obvious by listening to people like you and myself and whatnot what's going on. Those that sleep on their rights don't have any. And if we don't stand up as a complete group of people, we have to stop the infighting that's going on, involved ourselves in our own alternative industry. People are fighting amongst themselves. Division is what keeps them from winning. So we all have to join forces with each other. I agree with you, Alex.
Well, you're right. And again, it's the Obama administration establishment of White House Rural Council to strengthen rural communities. And it says in the press release at whitehouse.gov, Homeland Security, Department of Defense, rural spies, commissars, and it's now happening. They're arming all the little agencies. We are the enemy. We don't even really deer hunt, but we have a small area that we lease out of our old ranch / farm in East Texas. And now they have federally controlled game wardens who just show up and treat you like a criminal and demand to come in your cookhouse and get in everybody's face. And it's just government wants you to know we own you. Got it? Now, the way I heard Mike Adams describe this is they kept you in freezing conditions, sewage running in, all of this. And this is what they did to Bradley Manning, which has been admitted to be torture. They call it pain compliance. They break arms and call it pain compliance. I have video of this. This is what America is.
Yeah, I did see some brutality inside there. I was not actually treated brutally as far as being kicked or in some way, shape, or form horribly attacked physically, but they've also learned how to do that in ways in which you're isolated for 6 hours in a cold cell at 50 degrees with nothing warm to keep you warm, so you're freezing with hypothermia. Yeah, they then overflowed the toilets in the area of the jail that I was in, where there were 2 to 3 inches of, I'm not joking, shit and pee floating all the way into the bottom of my cell, so all I could do was stay on the bed. The smell was insane, and they didn't come for 4 hours to clean it up, okay? And then when they do clean it up, they give you the same mop that they're mopping up the shit with to mop up your cell, and that's supposed to keep you nice and sanitary and clean at this point? Obviously, it's a complete joke inside there. There is brutality inside there as well. I did see some guys' heads being smashed up into walls and whatnot. And
let's be clear, these are colleges that create more criminals. We have the biggest crime wave in the world. We have the biggest prison population. The government and banks ship in the drugs publicly. Wells Fargo and others launder it. Don't get in trouble. This is all in our face. And you're selling milk and papayas and things. They're charging you for all of that. Papayas, everything is evil. They're raiding other people now. What are you facing? Because you're facing, tell folks about the bail, the $1 million, what's happening to you. They want everybody to know you're going to eat GMO and you're going to die of cancer and you're going to love it.
That's exactly right. This whole grandstanding event that went on, and then the bails were set at, they're just insane. The idea that I should be $1 million bail, but they trumped up 37 felony counts, and that's why they can justify it. But let me ask you a question. Did John Corazine have any bail? Did the peanut company that sickened 700 people and killed 9?
And, of course, now they're going to go after you after hours of interrogation. They'll claim you lie about something that they'll just twist, or they'll have one of their drug-head informants lie about you and say you're murdering babies.
That is very true, and that's what they do. So you are correct. When people listen to you, they have to understand on the show that you're not exaggerating anymore. This is not exaggeration, folks out there. This is what's really going on now. And people, I'm hoping people aren't viewing this as just entertainment. This is going to come to you soon as well. People need to stand up and do something.
Well, it's already coming to them. The GMO, all of it. Some pediatric cancers are up by 10,000%. They're murdering our children all around us. FBI agents are going to lose their kids to their shots. They love dying. They love the system.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity...
Well, I tell you, James Stewart's our guest, and you can cover what's happened to him at Infowars.com. You can find out more at naturalnews.com, and we're not exaggerating. It's like the lady who was facing 6 months in jail for a garden in Michigan. People thought that was a joke. They thought the big journals, medical journals, coming out and saying kill children up to age 3, even when they're healthy, if the parents or state want to. People are like, this isn't real. Yeah, it's real. Okay? I'm risking my life to bring you this information. This isn't a joke. And if America would just wake up, the criminals in government and corporations who work together couldn't get away with this. And I've seen all the videos. I've read the affidavits. They're all online. I mean, this was a mainline place. I know people in L.A. who drove there and bought stuff. Vegetables, milk, all of it. I mean, this is an above board. It's like the Amish guys selling to people. They call it an undercover year-long operation where the guy's selling to people with undercover folks acting like they're their neighbors, selling them milk. In fact, guys, will you bring me a jug of milk and a glass out of the refrigerator? I'm going to drink some here on air. I gave some to the Austin police chief. Didn't the Austin police chief drink some? Yeah, when I had Art Aceveda in here, my memory fails. Didn't that happen when I had Aceveda in here? I was like, here's raw milk, you going to arrest me? And he thought I was joking. And I said, are you going to have troops on the streets, Art Aceveda? And he said, the sky would literally have to fall for that to happen. And now we have troops at the Kite Festival. Let's go back to our guest and one more segment with him. James, what can we do? What are you facing? Where is this going? How can we help you against the food police?
Well, first of all, I don't understand why there's no pro bono attorneys that, and I won't mention names, that are not trying to come to the aid of whoever out there, myself or anybody else, because it's necessary at this point that the masses stand up and take their power back. They never really lost it in the first place, but people are, it seems to me, afraid to actually stand up, and that's why we have the issue and the problem that we have, Alex. People are not willing to stand up, and I don't mean just regular people. I mean anybody, including the attorneys. Everybody needs to get involved in this and start making sure that it doesn't happen. Put a lot of effort into defending these people, whoever they are, myself or anybody else for that matter. I don't feel like I'm the isolated person out here. I see all the stories all the time that are going on. I'm not going to stop. And, that's just my personality. I feel the only way to change things is to put something into action, and that's what Rawsome was about. Rawsome was putting it into action. Other people intellectualize what they know is going on, but they forget or they're afraid to put something into action to do something about it.
Well, they've shut you down now. They're trying to put you under the jail. Tell folks what you're facing, websites where people can support you.
The charges in both cases now in Ventura and L.A. add up to probably 40 years in jail, which I doubt seriously. But at the same point, that's what they could
Well,
be.
they got juries that would send babies to a gas chamber.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't understand that either, by the way. How can juries be that,
It's gladiatorial. Even though they're going to be destroyed by it next week, they enjoy burning people. It's a demonic nation.
It is crazy, my friend. So they can get in touch with Mike Adams at Natural News if they want to help donate their time, their the financial situation. Mike Adams would take care of it for us.
We're going to be back in 60 seconds, 5 more minutes for you to make any other points you want. James, I know you haven't done any interviews, and I know I appreciate you coming on here. We're dealing with a guy who publicly sold people what we buy right here in Austin, and he's facing 40 years.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator